And the last protocol I want to talk about is OSPF v3, and again I want to have all my routers in one area. I don't want to create multiple areas because this is very easy, and this is the same as what you see in OSPF for IPv4. So let's go to router 1. First of all, no IPv6 router EIGRP 200. This will disable EIGRP process on my router, and show IPv6 protocol will tell me that I have disabled this on my router 1. Router 2, of course, in global configuration. Router 3 on switch 1, and then switch 2. I can disable all of them. Now let's go to router 1, and the first command I need to have is IPv6 router OSPF, and again the area number, the process ID is here. I type in 1 for process ID, and here the only line of command that I need mostly is router ID, and router ID is automatically selected using the highest IP address of the loopback interface that you have on your router. And if there is no loopback interface, the highest IPv6 address on your interfaces is going to be selected as router ID. But again, you need to have, of course, IPv4 IP addresses, and you need to have this set manually because this is better. I type in 1111 for router ID of router 1, and next I need to go to interfaces. Interface path 00, IPv6 OSPF 1 area, and here the area number should be assigned. Here you can see that I can have area number in decimal value, or I can have area ID in IPv4 format. I prefer the decimal value, and 0 is the area that I assign here. And other interfaces should go to the same area because I'm not going to have multiple areas here. Serial 00 and interface loopback 0, and of course not this command. I have to go to interface serial 00 and interface loopback 0. That's it. On router 2 I do the same. IPv6 router OSPF. Process number is not that important, but router ID is important because I want to have it set manually. 2222. That's it. Now interface path 00, interface path 01, interface serial 00, and you can see the adjacencies are created as I assign interfaces to the same area, and this is the loopback interface. And again, you need to make sure that loopback interfaces have loopback network type, and if you want to have networks instead of interface or host ID in your global routing table, you need to change the network type. So that's it. Router 3, I go to IPv6 router OSPF 1 and assign a router ID, and under interface configuration path 00, interface loopback 0, and interface serial 00, and that's it. And switch 1 IPv6 router OSPF 1, router ID is 5555, interface VLAN 25, and interface loopback 0 are under this OSPF process. IPv6 router OSPF 1, router ID is 6666, interface VLAN 16, under area 0, VLAN 36, under area 0, and interface loopback 0. under area 0. Okay, now let's go to frame relay connection and check neighborship on these connection. On router 3, if I check show IPv6 OSPF interfaces brief, you can see that serial interfaces is in waiting mode. And if I check show IPv6 OSPF interface serial 00, you can see that the network type is, where is the network type? This is non-broadcast. That means either I need to change the network type or I need to assign neighbors manually. I prefer to change the network type to point to multipoint, and if I do it on router 3, that would be enough. Interface serial 00, IPv6 OSPF network type is going to be point to multipoint, and that's it. And after a while you can see the interfaces are loading. And of course it is best practice to enable this command on router 1 and router 2, but as I told you, that is enough to do it on router 3. And again, you need to make sure that OSPF priority is set so that router 3's interface is always in DR mode, because this is the hub, and the hub is the best interface to be in designated mode. Okay, that's the configuration of OSPF v3. And you can check OSPF database, you can check OSPF interfaces, and you can check every other command that you have on IPv4 OSPF, on IPv6 OSPF, and that's the same. And one thing I need to mention here is about OSPF v3 authentication. That's a little bit different from what you see in IPv4. So let's go to enable authentication on, for example, router 3's serial interface. And if I want to do this, I need to go to interface, serial interface, and type in IPv6 OSPF authentication. And here you can see that I can have IPsec as my secure type, and after that I need to assign an SPI, for example 500, and after that I need to have MD5 or SHA1. Next you can see that I can assign a hex string for my key that is that should be more than for example 40 characters or something. So let me type a hex string, for example 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 A B C D E F, and again 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 A B C D E F, and once again 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I want to make sure that this is enough, and after that I need to hit enter. It tells me that authentication key must be 32 hex digit, exactly 32 hex. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 50, and this is 30 and 32. So I need to delete this much and hit enter. That's it. Show run interface serial 00, and I need to copy this line of command and enable it on router 1 and router 2 so that authentication is enabled. You can see that router 1 I can go to interface serial 00 and have this command enabled, and on router 2 on serial 00 have this enabled. Now if I check my show IPv6 OSPF interface, for example serial 00, you can see that it tells me nothing about authentication here. It actually tells me about authentication. That's here, MD5 authentication, and SPI is 500, secure socket up. That means I have authentication enabled, and that's a verification command that you need to have on OSPF v3.